space here. Funny things were happening around the energies, and the not enough card somehow flew out of my deck and was underneath my chair. I literally almost destroyed that card there with my roller chair. But Twin Flames also was peeking up at me, and I'm hearing for some of you all, these might be themes, dualities that are present in your life right now, in places where you may have grown quite a great deal over this past cycle. And I'm speaking most specifically since we've been seeing the dance of Pluto and Saturn and Capricorn that had taken their retrograde cycle, um, for us to do these assessments. And for some of us, this has been soul journeys experienced through the eyes of others. Partnerships have been huge with this for many of you all, and being that this is the quote unquote holidays, here's the 411 about where we may have had to draw a line somewhere and really teach ourselves when enough is enough, and learning where we can actually give ourselves some grace for being more than enough. I've been seeing a number of people talking about divine masculine and divine feminine, um, especially over the recent months. It's really been gaining in popularity as many people are looking forward to what 2020 actually might be in a more personal way, and that we may see clearly in these things where we've had to reconcile, where something might not have been enough, especially with regard to give and take in relationships. So, frustrations in relationships is right there at the top of that card. Lack of confidence, self sabotage, fear, ego issues, jealousy. And Twin Flame says here yin yang, zen, balance, union, duality, coupling, complementing each other. And I'm really interested to see where these themes show up for those of you that might be here looking for insight into relationships. And I will just encourage you to remember that no matter what type of dogma or belief systems others might give to you about what a twin flame or a soulmate experience is, that first relationship of importance and priority is the one with yourself. So if you're here feeling like that not enough stuff is kind of a glare in the face, let's take a look at where it is that you actually are holding the space for it to be plenty, because that's actually where you can see more clearly what's actually here that you have developed in that not enough space, and where hopefully we can see some positive gains forward with regard to self-development and calling in more of a divine counterpart. Because I will say, twin flame information often is highly karmic in nature, with one person running after the other, or somebody running away, and who's supposed to chase, and whose turn is it, and how do we bring these things into balance, and kind of just igniting one another's energy, and in some cases finding yourself in a narcissistic style abusive relationship where somebody is gassing your energy. And so if you've been through that, these cards might just be reminding you that enough is enough, and that hereforth you've learned a new mechanism to even gauge your own essential energy, and learning to hold that for yourself and feeling substantial in that is one really amazing way to call forward more of a soul match or a divine counterpart, somebody who can resonate at that same vibrational frequency and quality as you. was shuffling for you guys, some really excited cards kind of flew out. I'm just going to tell you, the ones that were looking at me are trust, power, extremes, and sovereignty. So, possibly some major themes that you're dealing with right now. Keep working on this shuffle. Okay, so, wow, Earth Tribes. These just flew out of the deck while I was shuffling for all of you. Twin Flames and Stabbed in the Back. Twin Flames flew out for everybody in the beginning, as well as some insecurities, but Twin Flames just showed up again for you all there, and that says yin yang, zen, balance, union, duality, coupling, complement each other, and wow, stabbed in the back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking, attack. So for some of you all, this might have been where Saturn and Pluto have been affecting you over this past year, this cycle. And what, in my opinion, 2020 actually is that we may see clearly. So, yeah, sorry if this is sounding to be like what you're going through. But I'm definitely going to pull that one out, and it's back in the deck now, so shuffling those through, and we'll see if it shows up for anybody here. Catch you in the inside. Greetings, it's Intuitive Jacob. Okay, so more pop-outs. This card is what was facing me and kind of flew out also for all of my Earth tribes. So this is for you all if you've got Sun, Moon, or Rising in one of the Earth elements, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. So this card says love, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, attraction. Way to go. So big theme going on with a lot of you all right now. Other messages that were showing up, there was just a lot of fire that was coming out. Change was looking at me, and I'm hearing it's like fearlessness. This is the thunder moon here, and I'm hearing it's like fearless in the face of change. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like the things that give you energy that some people don't even realize that you are willing and that you've been committed to putting into whatever it is that your craft is that you've been wielding. I just see somebody here in the really wee hours, and it's like everything she can do to put herself into this change. And so I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like it's all about your beginnings. New beginnings and fresh start card was showing up for all of you. I'm going to read it to you. It says, thank you for bringing new opportunities and offering support, and for helping me release and heal my past. Fill me with trust as I experience these life changes. And I'm hearing for some of you all too, it's like if you're not in the middle of waking up to like the divine union of yourself, you might be having a really spiritual, very, very awakening process with another person. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like realizing how telepathy works and where thought forms can return to you when somebody is open to hearing your information, and where some of y'all are like, I might be going the right kind of crazy right now because I'm starting to hear or almost like see somebody showing up in my vicinity. And so if you've been realizing that kind of thing, it might be because of this dichotomy showing up here with the monk nun. And for some of you all, this might even be, you know, a period of incubation. Maybe you're in between relationships or calling in a spiritual partner. But light attributes, selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. Shadow attributes, negative judgment of the physical world and excess piety. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like a new way to move forward your energy. The word pioneer just showed up for me. And I'm hearing it's like taking it on with a fiery gusto. For some of you all, it's like you might not be one of those air air. Why am I hearing air? I meant earth. People that has a lot of fire or maybe air in your chart that can move things. But I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like you are embodying serious fire element. And that word desire is showing up. So for some of you all, I'm hearing it's like big time emotional changes and things that if you felt like a boulder before that you couldn't be moved, it's like you have found that you have moved yourself. And so it's like now you might be more comfortable with like the momentum that's building, because I'm seeing for some of y'all it's like just heaving it like in this whole different direction, and I'm hearing it's going to be great. So let's just set our mind and our intentions in agreement to only receive what's good for you, and know that if these aren't your messages, hey, sorry. Here be for everybody. Feel free to hit me up if you would like a private reading with your own personal information. And hey, really appreciate it if you thumbs up the reading if you like it, and yeah, let a friend know if you think that something like this could help them with a little bit of insight. Really appreciate you sharing these messages when you do. Much appreciated. All right, I'm going to catch you on the inside of these readings. Hey, Capricorn, how you doing? It's great to have you here. Let's take a look at your card. Got them right here, shuffled and dealt. Give you an idea of what we're looking at. So, we've pulled an archetype card to give us an idea of some of the energies that maybe have been major theme. So this is going to give us light and shadow attributes. We're going to pull a card from the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck, give us a little more insight about how we might manage these energies. Black Moon astrology card to give us an idea of who we might really be dealing with right now at this time as we're healing from and preparing for what 2020 might actually mean to us, seen clearly as we initiate steps. We've got a little bit of advice from Archangel Michael here. And if this happens to be a relationship of romantic nature, these two cards are going to tell us some more here. We've got a Tarot of Sexual Magic, and we've also got an Love Oracle card, and I've also got Love at SCB like here if we need to do some clarifiers, which I'm anticipating to do for all of you anyway. So let's go ahead and have a look. Hi. All right. So let's get started with your archetype card, Capricorn. Okay, so major theme showing up right now is child wounded. This is one of the, I think there's 5 different child cards that are in my deck here, and this one says light attributes, awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. Shadow attributes, blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. So I'm hearing right away for some of you all, this is seriously about inadequacies that some of you all have felt regarding, maybe you didn't realize it was like childhood issues, and in some cases maybe you were told that it isn't, but we all have an inner child that can at times be wounded. And I'm hearing for some of you all, this is like major opportunity to step into whatever the healing is. I'm noticing there's like this parent person, and they've got a special blanket, and 2 children appear to be sharing warmth under that blanket there. And for some of y'all, this is like just bringing up old things that maybe you didn't realize you could actually find closure in, just by being in the surroundings of other people that give credence to wherever those wounds might have been with you. And I'm hearing it's like, for some of you all, knowing exactly where to put your time right now, because I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like you might have had some people that just took some real tacky shots at you for different reasons, and it's like knowing when to stay away from tacky people. And depending on where Capricorn planets might be in your constitution. Obviously, if you're a Capricorn sun, this was affecting everything in the light of your day, darlings, because, Pluto and Saturn both being in Capricorn and being retrograde and then going direct. It's been like real accountability, checks and balances, old systems and things being called into question, when we can put things into the ground, like literally dead, and in some cases dealing with death. And I'm hearing for some of you all too, bless you, if you've lost a child, because I'm hearing for somebody here, it's like having had to deal with recently, or maybe dealing with right now, end of life situations, whether it was your child or you're the child that's left behind from potentially a Capricorn person or something that happened during the season. It could be bringing up a lot of things right now. And I'm hearing for those of you that are interested in things that you can do to help you feel better right now, you might like the sound that's playing. This is a restorative energy balance, binaural audio. 528 hertz is one of my favorites. It's good for DNA, cleaning and recharging. And as somebody who's also been dealing with grief recently, I had a loved one passed away, my little girl, my little dog. Some of you all know if you've been following my channel for a while, she's my daughter, my doctor. She just passed away. She was getting ready to turn 13, actually on the 30th of this month. These are the kind of things that come up when Pluto and Saturn have been transiting through your sign. And so you might want to, if you haven't done this, I would recommend take a look at your natal chart, pull up a birth chart for yourself. A lot of places do them free here online if you have your date of birth and birth time, and look at what house your planets in Capricorn are in, because whatever house has been affected is going to tell you a lot more about where these issues could be happening. Because for some of you all, this is like, I'm hearing it's like you might be having a situation where it's almost like failure to launch. I'm hearing it's like kind of almost like calling yourself childish before you give yourself a chance to do something or succeed, Capricorn. And this is where I have to just be a little bit like loving and doting on you. My Mars and Mercury are both in Capricorn, and I've been speaking recently from the perspective of Pluto during Mercury retrograde in the FEMA roundup, because of where my exact placement is for this and what this healing is around children and what is sacred and what doesn't get wounded or instigated upon. And Martian energy in Capricorn can be rather caustic for some people, because Mars is how we fight, and so I'm just seeing this from somebody as like the parent who lost the child here recently. Sometimes it's a time to take a step back and just give yourself time to even work through things that really are grievances. And that's one thing that I've learned. I mean, I have some very important Capricorn people here in my life. My mom's actually a Capricorn. My aunts are Capricorns. I got a lot of Capricorn people in my family. Sometimes you all don't really notice when you need that extra thing, because you're just so stoic and so sturdy and so willing to go that distance. And this is where I get into some lies too about what the new year is, because the real solar year starts when we are taking those first fiery steps towards the strong inception in the sign of Aries, where we don't actually let all the air and the energy out when hell, that frozen over, and we're dealing with things like solstice and short days just starting to get longer again, and more sluggish energies of the sage that could be inside, benefiting from the wisdom of the hermit and where we make certain cuts in our energy so that that little primordial goat that started in the sea, that Capricorn actually is, can ascend that mountain, okay, at all. And that's sometimes a solitary task. And this could be a lonely time for people if they are not really paying attention to where their needs could be better served. And so hearing for some of y'all, it's like learning the difference between, just keeping yourself busy and spending a lot of your energy so that you don't have to deal with those things and process it. And sometimes just giving yourself a minute to just like grieve and maybe hug that pillow and cry if you need to. And taking that moment and then knowing when you have more energy to put into something else instead of just like, what's that proverbial saying, casting the pearls amongst the swine, so to speak. So you're going to know if that's for you or not, Capricorn. But I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like giving yourself that break and just knowing when to hit the pause. So let's take a look and see what else we can find out here. We got some more cards here. The Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. Well, surrender. That's what's showing up here. That is the Waning Crescent 3 card. And this is another one of these solitary energies. This is somebody standing between, I can't tell if this is rocks. It's kind of like how they made friends with the elements around them. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like surrendering to whatever has to die. And where, in some cases, it's like holding that up to the divine and saying, here's where I am not strong enough in myself to know what to do with it, and I release you. And so I'm hearing for some of y'all, this is actually like where you're going to find that light, especially if it's bringing up things about somebody that you lost, or that you feel that you lost. And I will just say, I have to say that you lost. As somebody that's also dealing with that right now, energy can't really go away. And some of you are going to notice that you can hear things and feel your loved ones around you closely in a different form. And these are some of the things that are being fine-tuned, I think, in the 2020 unraveling, where we're learning how to be more of a quantized resonance as a people that are awakening together. Okay, so surrender. Big themes right now, Capricorn, and I'm hearing sometimes take a nap. If you're getting tired and you can, let yourself do it. I know some of you all probably don't get lazy like that and don't like being in bed too long because you got things to do. And I'm thinking that's great. It's one of the great things about a lot of you Earth tribes. And I also think it's good when you know that sometimes the best thing you can do is curl up under that blanket. Like this person's like wrapped up in some kind of cloak thing here too, and I'm hearing there might be something that you can put on that makes you feel really good. I've actually got a blanket over here that my mom gave me that's like, it's got Christmas trees on it. I've had it for years and I use it all year round. It's like anytime I need something to feel better, it's like I can wrap it around myself and I feel great. And so, or better, it's like getting that hug. And I'm hearing for some of you might have an article of clothing right now that just like helps you just like even relax if you're not feeling like you can. And power naps are really good right now. So just know that if you're especially looking for like 2 more hours in the day, because I'm hearing that's what this 26 is for some of you. It's like trying to figure out how to like squeeze 2 more hours out of the day or out of yourself. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, this is one of the things you might have to let go right now, Capricorn, because for some of you all, this might impact your health, is what I'm hearing about. And it's like you might be like between a rock and a hard place, trying to look for places to find more time. And I'm hearing sometimes it's like if you're not actually getting enough rest, you might not be operating at your best. And so things might be taking you longer because of margin of error and stuff I'm hearing. So keep it in mind. Okay, so who might we have been dealing with? What is going on here? Black astrology. tells us you most likely have been dealing with a Leo and somebody with a strong will. That's number 17. And that Leo says, I will. And we're getting more orange here. It's like the same, like, well, I was going to say solar plexus, but I'm really hearing about lower chakras like the sacral. Excuse me. I'm having a hard time saying it too. That need to be dealt with. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, this might be about suppressed fire. This might be about things that you've suppressed for different reasons. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, especially if you haven't been in like a relationship with somebody in a long time, it's like you might be at that point too where it's like you might have kind of given up is what I'm hearing about, like, you know, the right person showing up. Because I'm hearing it might have been like a weird abandonment thing. I don't know why I keep seeing like 3 people. There's 3 here is a family situation, but here it's like there's 2 ghosts is what I'm looking at here for somebody with the surrender. And I don't know, maybe you were dealing with somebody who wasn't really present for your needs is what I'm hearing, and it's like you were kind of left to sort of figure it out between your own 2 angels. But I'm hearing for some of you all, especially if there's like an abandonment issue, Leo is definitely showing up here. I'm going to go ahead and just see what the Archangel has to say here. Some of you all need to know this one right away, especially if you've had any concerns about the security of your home, or if you're getting some healing in your home right now, because for some of you all, that's exactly what this is. And this card actually says your home is protected by angels. That's what that looks like there. Let me see. I'm going to get you another zoom here. I think you guys might get a better look. How's that? A little better? So yeah, your home is protected by angels, Capricorn. Archangel Michael, thank you for watching over my home and its inhabitants. I ask that you post guardian angels at each window and door, ensuring its security. Thank you for guiding my finances so that I can easily afford to pay my rent, mortgage, or taxes. I'm hearing for some of you all too, this might be where some sacrifices have been made in the home recently. And I'm hearing, you know, you might have to deal with something with your kids. You know, some of you all might have been dealing with a wounded child situation if this wasn't you. And, you know, they might have Leo somewhere in their chart. Leo's showing up there. That could be you too in some cases. You might have fire in your chart as well. But there's definitely a special prayer over this right now for you all, Capricorn. And let's see what these last 2 cards are here too, because for some of you all, if you've been looking for some information about the romantic context of what's been happening, these 2 cards are going to tell us something. Okay, so yeah, we got 2 of Cups, 2 chalices, so that is actually a soulmate energy here. I'm hearing for some of you all too, this might herald, I'm hearing specifically for the next 2 weeks, although I never tell people to be weak, so next 2 strong. Here for towards the end of this year and into the new year, where it might be the year of the star, because isn't that what the rat is in reverse? The star, the rats? I don't know. When we can see things clearly, you might be able to see things like that. But I'm hearing for some of you all, this is about the return of somebody. They're saying this might be somebody coming back from the past. I'm hearing that whoever it is, especially if this was somebody you haven't seen in a while, old flame, this is like, look, this is flowers, this is chocolates, this is making love. And this is people that have a real balance in the water. And I'm hearing that that might be what part of the surrender is for. I'm hearing for some of y'all too, it's like, especially if this is somebody you haven't seen in a while, it's like, it might be surprising when they show up in your vicinity, especially if it's somebody that kind of seemed like, when they were around, they felt like protection, you know, and I'm hearing they might not have known what to say. But that's definitely a very, very loving energy. And I'm hearing for those of you that this is, you know, if you're in a relationship, this is like some kind of a rekindling, because I'm hearing for some of y'all too, especially if it's like, if you've been dealing with family situations, especially anything dealing with your children, it's kind of like you guys need to be alone. You need to be alone, and it's going to be a balance. And I'm hearing that might be what this surrender is, or it's like, okay, maybe we need somebody, we put the kids in the bed a little bit earlier, get a nanny, and let's have some alone time here. Let's see what the Island Time Wellness card tells us. Heart with a key. Welcoming love. Meeting the one. Open your heart. Getting together. Perfect. Wow. Okay, so Capricorn. Especially if you're dealing with a Leo in this regard here, I'm hearing this might just be really healing time with this person. And they're saying something about the heart. Heart with a key. So you might be getting a heartfelt message. You might experience something about this person's heart in a healing way. But the word perfect is really standing out. For some of y'all, it's like learning where the balance point is and surrender and things that actually return to you because they're actually on the same level as you. Kind of like how water will fill that space. I'm going to see if we can get a little bit more information. That surrender card's really just kind of niggling at me here, and I'm looking at this Two of Cups, this Two of Chalices. I want to see what I can find out about that Two of Chalices. Let's go with love here, Capricorn. What does my Capricorn need to know? Two Chalices. Okay, here we go. We've got Militare. Okay. I'm hearing somebody might have been under the knife. This is what I'm hearing for some itching all over. Oof. Gran Signore. So that's like a husband or somebody's father in La Superbia. So somebody might be feeling bitter. I don't... And it could be you. Some of you all might have either heard about or you might be hearing about something that I'm hearing it might be a little unexpected to see how somebody puts himself out there, especially if they had like a cosmetic augmentation. I'm hearing somebody might have been augmented, is what they're saying. I never usually see militare like this, but I'm hearing it's like what somebody might have done to make themselves in better shape. And I'm hearing it's like, especially if they were competing somehow for somebody's heart, because this Gran Signore, this is the guy you marry. And this might be somebody who's also trying to get his approval. If this is like your guy and he's trying to look better in front of your dad or whoever this guy's grandfather, I'm hearing it's like how he puts himself out there has got to be pretty important. And there might be something to deal with military. I'm hearing there's something about surveillance, though, and like surveillance that somebody might need to install around their home, actually. And why I'm seeing all these eyes here and these walls. But I'm hearing for some of you all, too, maybe make sure you've got your curtains drawn, because I'm hearing, too, that it's like I had somebody who was like lurking around, and especially if you're getting back together with somebody and they haven't been around for a while, I'm just hearing people might be interested. So that's something to know for sure. And yeah, okay, really interested to know if that's it. Oh, wow. Okay, so Lamonte was looking up at me too, by the way. That's one of the singers, or excuse me, one of the lovers. And sometimes this is somebody who's just been putting it out there and was just kind of working on their own thing, even if somebody wasn't exactly there. I'm hearing for some of you all, this is about like the time that it takes for someone's idea to go around through the eyes of others enough for them to take another look at you. And so you're going to know if that's the case, or it's like, maybe like if they didn't know how to think about it at first, and now it's like they're having to take another look because it's like how everybody else saw it. So for some of y'all, it's going to make a lot of sense, Capricorn. I hope that this is helpful. I love you very much. I hope that whatever the Hall of Days is for you is something that's very healing. And take the time, please, to be with your emotional growth and the places where you might benefit from a little bit more downtime. All right. I love you so much, and definitely hit me up if I can do a private reading for you. Appreciate your thumbs up if you enjoyed this message, and if so, share it with a friend. All right, we'll talk to you again soon. We're back for another one. Bye for now, Capricorn.